How's it going, everyone? College Lefty. In this video, I have for you guys the 99 overall Willie Mays debut. I recently picked this card up after completing the 5th inning program and unlocking Lou Gehrig, selling him for 450,000 stubs. I talked a little bit about that in my previous gameplay, but this is going to be the team. I'm going to have Willie Mays in the 2 spot, leading off with Tony Gwynn, followed up by George Brett. I really want to use those lefties around Willie Mays, and I think that those cards are still going to be my best hitters. But it's going to take me a little bit of time to probably get used to Willie Mays. I haven't really used him other than in BR, so he will have some stats up on the scoreboard. We are the home team, so we are playing at Ship It, and we're going up against Clayton Kershaw. And Clayton Kershaw is probably still the best pitcher in this game. He is the pitcher that I struggle hitting the most, and luckily I have him on the mound as well. I went ahead and sold Lefty Grove recently to unlock Willie Mays, and I could possibly get him back now, but I'm trying to get Lou Gehrig and that Bob Gibson. I really want to try those 2 cards out. But anyway, in the 1st inning, I was able to get the confidence on Clayton Kershaw's pitches up just a little bit. I was able to get 2 strikeouts, 1 looking with the slider, and then 1 on that check swing. But here we are with Willie Mays in his debut at bat. He does already have a batting average out there. I've done really well with him in Battle Royale. A few home runs, a 451 batting average, and that pitch was a nice pitch, a 12-6 curveball on the outside corner. I tried to lay off of it, tried to check swing, but with the timing that I had, I wasn't able to do so. And if I would have waited back on that a little bit longer, I think I could have sent it to the opposite field with some pretty good power. I mean, Willie Mays hits lefties extremely well. I was using his 87 diamond earlier on from the Moments missions, and that card was pretty good. I mean, I used him in the very first season on my push to World Series. He hit lefties amazing with that card as well. Righties not really so much. I mean, 59 and 59. So having this new Willie Mays is definitely an improvement. And because I did unlock Willie, I was able to get Pudge as well. He is behind the dish. Rogers Hornsby will not be starting in this game. I'm going to do a separate debut video for him as well, and I'll try to include a couple at-bats from Pudge, but I want to focus this video on Willie Mays. I was really trying to get something going, bat him at the top of the lineup, and when I do debut those other guys, I might go ahead and bat them at the top of the lineup as well. But Pablo Sanchez, this is the diamond creative player at shortstop, the contact focus, and I've been struggling a little bit with that card. A lot of pop-ups, a lot of line-outs to the outfielders. And so far in this game, Clayton Kershaw has been dominating. He does have the gold bar of confidence. I did miss location a little bit with that fastball, and luckily the opponent didn't square it up. It was in the lower quadrant of the zone, but over the middle of the plate. And those pitches, if the opponent's dropping their PCI a little bit, they can really square those ones up and send them out for a home run. I think this opponent was just struggling picking up some of the different pitches that Clayton Kershaw throws, and that's exactly what I was having a difficulty with as well. I mean, I was having a tough time deciphering the slider and the fastball. There, the opponent was throwing an outside fastball. I thought it was going to be a slider that came back over the middle part of the plate. Nonetheless, I did pop up there with Pudge, but he's definitely going to be a good hitter for me. I can already tell just based off of his swing. I really liked using that card in Battle Royale, and I was already in the World Series at this time, so I wanted to include some gameplay from like Hall of Fame difficulty or possibly Legend. I'm not sure what this opponent's rating is, but they're in the 2nd at-bat with Willie Mays. I did line out to center field. Definitely squared the ball up, hit it well, and I wanted to include that because he definitely could have had a base hit on that same swing. Just hit the ball in the gap. It's a double, possibly even a triple, depending on how hard he hits the ball. But nonetheless, Willie Mays hasn't really got too much action out there in center field so far. But I'm looking for that animation. I'm looking for that Willie Mays over-the-shoulder catch. And there's the opponent's going to get his first base hit as well. So I got my first base hit in the previous inning. Starting to hit Kershaw a little bit better. I still have the gold bar of confidence because of how many strikeouts he does have at this point. The opponent, I was looking at his confidence meter, and he didn't have maxed out confidence because I didn't really strike out too often in this one. It was mainly because his confidence was a little bit higher because we both didn't really have that many hits. And then on top of that, you had the strikeouts in that I was able to get. That is why I had the confidence bar, and that's absolutely huge because Frank Thomas is picking up the team with a 2-run shot, following up George Brett's base hit. And George Brett's still one of my best hitters on this team. I don't think I can ever take that card out. If it wasn't for how good he was for me, then I would just be starting Rogers Hornsby at 3rd base probably right now. But I can't do that. I mean, George Brett is making all the plays over there. He's hitting extremely well for me. But here, Ichiro, I put him back in the lineup. He's hitting a triple off the wall. And Cody Bellinger out there in right field definitely got a recent fielding upgrade. Solid card and solid defender out in right. really just solid card in general. But Pudge right there squared one up with the guy on third base, a chance to get an RBI, and a line out to center. I hit that one all right, maybe a little off the end of the bat, but nonetheless, definitely a good debut video so far. I mean, I hit the ball hard with some of these guys. Haven't really gotten a base hit yet, but I'm looking to do so later on in this game. I mean, as Clayton Kershaw, his stamina gets a little bit lowered, and he throws a lot more pitches in this one, then he will be a lot easier to hit, and the PCI will start to expand as we move later on into this game. So now here we have Willie Mays up once again, an 0-0 count. This opponent was throwing the fastball outside, up and away. I was kind of ambushing that one there, sitting on it, and Willie Mays gets robbed by Cody Bellinger. Unbelievable. In the debut video, he gets robbed. That was an easy double off the wall, but Cody Bellinger jumps up and catches down. It was a wonderful play. I got to tip my cap to the opponent, but I really wanted that base hit. I wanted to see what Willie Mays' speed could do out there. I know that every time I go against him, his speed is always a huge threat against me, and I really wanted to expand the lead a little bit. But luckily in this next inning, leading off with George Brett, I was able to hit a double. So if you think about it, if the same result happens there and I am able to get the on base with Willie Mays, he's scoring on that base hit, and that's the main reason why I have George Brett behind him. I mean, I have to have solid lefties in the lineup, and that's why I was really excited to get Willie Mays to kind of balance out the lefties and the righties in the batting lineup. But this opponent was being a little bit aggressive. Top of the 7th inning, I'm 81 pitches in, so I have to be careful on how long I let Kershaw go, because like I was mentioning earlier, he will be easier to hit. I walked that guy on he was stealing. If I was able to strike him out, I would have been able to possibly throw the runner out as Cal Ripken Jr. stealing. But I did give up a base hit and a walk, so I brought in Goose Gossage. I thought about bringing in a lefty to face Bellinger, but at the same time, I didn't want to waste Goose. I was able to get the strikeout there on a changeup I wanted below the zone with good feedback. It still hung up over the middle of the plate, but luckily I got the strikeout. I mean, that could also be part of Goose's control on that specific pitch in the changeup. That's his least accurate pitch, if I'm not mistaken, that or the sinker. But anyway, with 2 outs, I noticed that he was all over that slurve right there, so I went with the fastball inside, and I was able to get the jam shot right to Roberto Alomar. Definitely could have fallen for a base hit and scored a run there, but later on in this inning, Tony Gwynn is going to start this one off with a base hit. That's going to bring up Willie Mays with 2 down in the inning, a chance to extend the inning. I can't go over with Willie Mays in his debut, and there it is, the no-doubter on the 12-6 curveball off of the scoreboard, absolutely crushed, absolutely launched, and now I'm going to have to just try and pitch the rest of this game. 4-run lead in the 8th. That was an absolutely huge 2-run increase on the lead there, as if the opponent was able to get a base hit like right here on this double into the gap, then one swing of the bat would tie up the game. Now he needs a grand slam or at least a couple base hits, a solid home run, and a couple rallies, if that makes sense. So Willie Mays gives us the lead, but I really could have been, I could have had a couple base hits with them so far in this game. I mean, if I would have swung in a better pitch the first at bat, it was a 12-6. I didn't really get under it like I did in that home run. And then he got robbed by Cody Bellinger on that double off the wall. So he could have had a much better debut so far than he does, but nonetheless 1 for 3 with that 2-run shot. And that's really nice to see Willie Mays making a big impact in the first game. But here, Roberto Alomar is going to send one into the gap after Frank Thomas hits a base hit. And I really got to his bullpen right here. I mean, he brought in Greg Holland after that home run with Kershaw, or off of Kershaw with Willie. In the next inning, he quit out. I wasn't really sure. I mean, we're already in the 8th inning. It's a 5-run deficit. You can definitely come back in that game. I had my bullpen was pretty tired because I played an extra inning game in the last one. But nonetheless, that game was on Hall of Fame difficulty. It was in the 800s. We moved up to 941 for that victory. And the ranked seasons will go ahead and reset later on today. So I figured I would just hop into the event for a few more at-bats with Willie, try and get a couple more base knocks. I squared this one up as well, and it's going to be sent out to center field. I started this game off with a double from Tony Gwynn, so at least that's a productive out. Willie Mays gets him over to third base, launching that one to center field. And then in the next event game I played, I did ground out with Willie Mays, but here was the main highlight from this one. George Brett is sending a home run opposite field at Scheid Park. When I finished my first event run in the previous upload that I did talking about how to complete the program in a 12-win event run, I was first at one point in this event, or at least tied for first. There's a few other people that went 12-0 as well, and 12-1 nonetheless, but now I'm ranked 7th at 14-0 after those 2 victories you just saw. I'm sure those other guys, though, that got their 12 wins probably did a lot better than me in getting a better diamond. My diamond was Xander Bogaerts at 5K. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. That is Willie Mays' debut, and I will be playing some ranked seasons once the season resets. So stay tuned for that. I'm College Lefty, and have a great day. Peace out.